Spectro Frazzle is the newest combat mechanic introduced into Wuthering Waves 2.0. At the moment, only Spectro Rover can use it, and Spectro Rover isn't very good right now. So, Spectro Frazzle leaves a lot to be desired, especially for a new combat mechanic. But with that, it leaves it open for a lot of potential in the future. So in this video, I'm going to go over everything I was able to find out about Spectro Frazzle in-game, so you don't have to, and prepare you for when we do get a limited Spectro Frazzle character, so you're ready for it. So when I set out on my Spectro Frazzle journey, there were a lot of questions I wanted to answer. Things like, how long does it last? How often does it deal damage? How much damage does it do? How can I increase the damage it does? And how often do you need to apply it, etc. So let's look at what Spectro Frazzle actually is. Spectro Frazzle is a DOT effect, which is damage over time. This means that once you apply it, it will keep doing damage for however many stacks you apply it. Once you apply the Spectro Frazzle, it will continuously do damage until all the Spectro Frazzle stacks have been exhausted. So, how many stacks can you even apply? At the moment with Spectro Rover, the maximum number of Spectro Frazzle stacks I could get on an enemy at one time was 10 stacks. Even if I had 9 stacks and used Resonance Liberation, which would provide 6 stacks, it would only go to 10 stacks. This is in line with the description of the new Eternal Radiance Spectro set, where in the 5-piece set bonus, it says that attacking enemies with 10 stacks of Spectro Frazzle grants 15% Spectro damage bonus for 15 seconds. This makes it seem that 10 stacks will always be the maximum number of stacks you can have on an enemy at one time. Note that you can also apply it to multiple enemies at once, but 10 stacks each is the max. So if you can only apply 10 stacks at once, how long does it last? From the first application of the 10th stack until 0, assuming you don't reapply any more Spectro Frazzle stacks, it only lasts about 39 seconds. Now it's important to note that Spectro Rover has an ability in the Forte circuit called Shimmer that prevents it from decaying for 9 seconds. I was only recording at 60 FPS, so there was some slight variance in the times, but I mean we're talking like 0.01 to 0.04, so it's basically negligible. So how long does it last from the beginning of 10 stacks to 0 stack without Spectro Rover's Shimmer effect? Assuming that it's in line with the rest of the decay, it should last about 30 seconds total. Either way, it should last an entire rotation, and the Shimmer effect will prevent it from decaying quickly to lower stacks and will therefore help increase the damage over time of Spectro Frazzle. Since I can't hit the max stacks of Spectro Frazzle without using Spectro Rover's Shimmer ability, we will have to wait until the first limited Spectro Frazzle character releases. Then I will be able to make sure that when it's at max stacks, it decays at the same rate as the rest. Because of the Shimmer effect, it seems like Spectro Rover will be able to dual DPS with the next Spectral Frazzle character, especially with the added Concerto efficiency. I'll definitely test that out, so subscribe if you want to see that. But that brings me into the next part. How often does it apply damage? Which is every 3 seconds. So assuming no Shimmer is applied, and you apply the maximum number of stacks being 10, it will last for 30 seconds, applying Spectro damage every 3 seconds. But is that it? What if I keep applying Spectro Frazzle? And yes, you can do that to extend the duration. The only way I was able to keep the Spectro Frazzle from reducing was to apply more Spectro Frazzle stacks. Spectro normal attacks did not help to extend the duration, so it is reasonable to conclude that only reapplying Spectro Frazzle abilities can extend and increase the duration. So now we basically know everything but how much damage it does. So how much damage does it do? Well, that depends on the number of stacks you applied. It will do more damage the more stacks you have. So if you have 10 stacks, it will do the most amount of damage. And this is what I found. At 10 stacks, I was able to do 4,705 damage to a level 86 enemy. So I did some testing on a level 86 and a level 87 enemy, so the numbers are slightly off, but it's pretty much a negligible amount, but you can still see how the damage increases with the number of stacks. So it did about 27,796 damage total, considering that the data is from 2 different enemy levels. But either way, surely it doesn't seem like very much damage. It's important to note that Spectro Rover's Shimmer ability can extend the 10th stack for 9 seconds, giving you some more of the 10th stack level damage. But let's be real, that's not really worth it. It'll maybe go to like 30k. So now that we know how it works and how much damage it does, how can we increase the damage it does? Well, you kind of can't, at least not yet. I tried increasing the crit damage, that didn't work. I tried increasing the resonant skill damage, since Spectro Rover's damage scales with it, that didn't work. Attack percent doesn't change anything. Base attack doesn't change anything. Increasing the Spectro damage doesn't change anything. Okay, all of my skills are level 1, so maybe that? Nope. I literally took off all of my echoes, put on the default sword, didn't use any buffs like from teammates or outro skills or anything like that, and still nothing changed. The only thing that changed the damage was the level of the enemy. I assume that also means that your level as Rover will also change the damage, but my Rover is level 90, so I can't really check that. Also, your world level could change that, but I'm not sure. Well, that's pretty much all there is to Spectro Frazzle at the moment. I'm sure things will change when we get a dedicated Spectro Frazzle character. I'll definitely make a video on them when they release, so subscribe if you want to see that, and like this video if you thought it was interesting. That's everything I have for today, so thanks for watching until the end. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.